Next up, Kimberly Ann Priest is the author of Slaughter the One Bird, finalist for the American Best Book Awards, as well as the chapbooks The Optimist Shelters in Place, Parrot Flower, and Still Life. Winner of the New American Press 2019 Heartland Poetry Prize, her work has appeared in North Dakota Quarterly, Salamander, Slipstream, the Berkeley Poetry Review, Eco-Theo, Borderlands, and other journals. She is an associate poetry editor for the Nimrod International Journal of Prose and Poetry and assistant professor at Michigan State University.
Oh, you're muted, Kimberly.
You're muted, Kimberly.
Yes, I am. So I will start over. Hello. It's such a privilege to be here and to read with all of these wonderful sundress authors. So many good poems tonight. I'm going to read 3 poems from Slaughter the One Bird that just came out in July. Super excited about it. This book covers being a mother in a domestic violence situation. And it also, I had late memories of a childhood sexual assault. So it's about the body containing all of that trauma, or better said, not containing it very well. And it's really about the body as both vulnerable and resilient in these circumstances. So I'm going to read 3 poems. I'm going to read them straight through. The last poem is the most traumatic one. This first poem I'm going to read is the as one individual just said, I just did a podcast and they said, this is the poem that the book it's the hope of, the future is like me and my son together. So it's the one poem in the whole book that says, okay, we're going to get through all of this for this moment. And the other 2 just respond to that a bit. In the last poem, I and my friends, I'm staying with a couple poet friends, agree it's a bit Stephen King. So here we go. I'm going to read them straight through. Strawberry picking. I like the feel of a strawberry at the moment it is plucked from the vine, the weighted cup of my hand, the delicately applied pressure of 2 fingers and thumb, the pull. My bucket is yellow, my headscarf paisley, top and white. I cradle the berry's polished flesh and lift it to my lips to suckle its tear dropped onto my tongue, exploding with seed and red. My son watches me. A row of vines between us, his small face rounding over the berry in my teeth as he plucks a berry from his bucket, bites hard, the nipple broken, bleeding down his cheek. He smiles, I smile, and hold half a berry in my hand. He lifts a smashed stem. We are marooned in rows and rows of vine and leaves, licking our lips. I reach over the tangle between us and give my son the half berry. He matches my reach, pinching the stem between 2 fingers and thumb, and pulls the berry gently to suckle its juice while closing his eyes and lifting his face to the afternoon sun. A study of woman with peacock center panel of the Garden of Earthly Delights, a painting by Herminius Bosch. Naked figures seek pleasure in various ways, says the Wikipedia inscription, but does not mention that the figures are all women, or that various assumes the presence of bright birds and fruit, does not consider assumptions surrounding seduction, does not name the type of fruit, strawberries dancing above the head of the pale, ample-bottomed women, or the dark woman holding a round red berry up for inspection in her charcoal hand, does not assume that the viewer is so easily a sinner, readily seduced, or that this naked trinity is just as much infancy as mature sexuality, and as I see it, Bosch, presiding over delight, is uncomfortable with both. how portraits of supposed innocence are so vulnerable and paradoxically soliciting response, does not realize how much I love fruit, or that here in Michigan, the gardens make summer a paradise, and my children and I have walked rows of various produce, filling our buckets and feasting, that everything is fleshed, that flesh is not deadly, and I, being woman, bursting with color and flight, and enjoying my paradise in no particularly woman-like way, spinning the syllables of my body against a fertile landscape and burying my knuckles deep into the painter's ample erusient lips. And the last one, they cling. Wingspan for shouldering witness, things seen but weighted with inflection, flicker of light on wide teeth. Synonyms split like fireflies in glass, surveyed, examined. Moths collide with all eyes open, too minuscule to see the screen door's wire cage, a pair of scissors. Heavy are my hands. Your mouth cut like a newspaper clipping, brief confirmation of a face, humming like a dial tone, a very clear connection. The way he also hummed from earlobe to artery to waist to the pale skin circumferencing my labia where the hair is shaved and the follicles have never seen the light. I see the light. Looking at our roof beams, its energy worn out, rehearsing, re-entry, repeating, do this in remembrance of he, I do. You wipe your penis clean with the shirt discarded at the end of our bed, as though the half-hard limb in your hand is object, sharp, ready to be sheathed. And you face me as you do this, taking in the whole scene, my underspread body pried open enough slightly, your flipped up finger already cleansed of any afterthoughts of me, lukewarm and leaving, the slaughter recomposing. The first time a pedophile carved up my seams, I lie in the heart of the afterglow naked. Both men bisecting this bomb shelter night. Thank you.